we have accepted that fear is normal and natural. Yeah, we have accepted that as a fact, that we have fears and it's normal and natural. Well, it's normal in our conditioned state, but it's not natural. So I want you to get that into your mind, that the fear is unnatural to us. We were not born to have fear. Fear is something that we have been conditioned to. And that's very important because just realizing that is already setting the right ground for being free from that. So can we actually free ourselves from fear? That's the main question. Can we be completely free from fear? And we have to look at that. We have to look at why fear arises in the first place in us. So we have the story, the Bible story, the Genesis story of Adam and Eve, and where they are naked. Now, that refers to their state. Naked is, they were not really naked physically, but they were naked in their state of consciousness. They were pure, they were in pure consciousness. So that was the state of innocence where they did not have fear. And they did not have fear because they did not have thought. Now, if we look at how the fear arises, the fear to arise, the fear needs some stimulus, right? Something. Either it's from outside, let's say the fear from physical danger, and that's really understandable fear and instinctive fear. If you see fire, right, in your room, you go out immediately. You are not even thinking. That's instinct. The instinct when you see danger, a physical survival. So that's an understandable fear. But then there are various psychological fears that we have accumulated. And that fears arise when there is a process of thought. Because the fear is based on two things, really. It's based on the memory, on the past memory. So the first memory that is based on is pain, right? So there is a painful memory in the past that created a certain structure of the thought, of the thinking process. And then, so the thought goes into this memory and then gets into that loop of the structure and projects this fear into the future. Let's take a very common example, right? Let's say the money. So I did not have money, so I'm afraid that I'm gonna lose money. I'll not have money tomorrow. Yeah. So, or I'm afraid that something is gonna happen tomorrow. Although you are fine today, you are feeling fear all the time that something might happen tomorrow. So the fear arises when there is this structure of thought that is moving from the past into the future. When there is a thinking, and the thinking always moves from the past to the future. So love, the fear of love, a very common example. And I made a post today about that the fear of love that was absolutely hidden for a woman, that was hiding under the notion of an independent woman. And I want to talk, if you if you did not read that post, because that maybe is relevant for some of you. It's been relevant for nearly every other woman that I talked with, because for a woman and for a man as well, it's relevant. The pain from the past relationship gets accumulated and creates a protective shell for her to close herself up to love. So the pain often is transmuted into the notion of an independent woman. So you see, the mind creates an idea because it's painful. It's painful uh, to not to be loved. So instead of dealing with that inside yourself, yeah, so the mind, to escape from looking at that pain, the mind creates the notion of an independent woman. I can do everything. I don't need a man and all these type of things, so that it drives her to achieve, to succeed, and and do all these things which makes her exhausted and tired. And she gratifies herself for being an independent woman, but she does not realize that the underneath is fear, is fundamental fear of not being loved, because all she wants actually is the opposite. All she wants is just to be loved. And she wants to be cared for. She wants to be cherished. She wants to be provided for. She wants to be prioritized. But she closed herself up for that because she's afraid. Because for her, that causes pain. Now, another aspect, how this operates, how the fear of this operates, is in relation to pleasure, which is not something that we think of, because the pleasure, if you, for example, again related to love, you have a beautiful love and all is going well, but then there is a fear. What if tomorrow it's not going to be the same? What if he or she leaves you? And if this happens, then there is a resistance and fear and anger that this is not the way how it used to be. So the mind always wants to recreate the memory. It's always trying to recreate the memory, either of past pain or of past pleasure. Yeah, for example, you are enjoying something, it's good, and then there is a memory of that pleasure that says, I want to have it again and again. And then, of course, if it's not happening, then it creates anger and fear. So that's how fear operates. It operates as a movement from the past to the future of memory. And if you see that, if you just look at that, you can find all the fears that are captured by that notion. Yeah, because you just see through all the fears. It's just something that is moving from the past to the future. Yeah, is this clear for now? Yeah, okay. So that's the process of how we create fear. So realizing that is actually, you must come out of that movement. You must come out of that movement of memory to stop that fear, to be free from fear. So, and how do we come from out of the movement of memory? We just see that the movement is happening the movement is happening, but we are not moving. We are observing the movement as an intelligence that is beyond that past memory. Yeah, as we all have gone to being and explored the deeper dimension of yourself, you see that the pure intelligence that you are, or the pure consciousness, there is no movement there. It is absolutely free from the past.